beautiful multi-dimensional beings, quantum access beings, ascended, reincarnated masters and spirit guides here experiencing this 3D incarnation, with a parallel connection to your infinite self, a parallel connection to your quantum mind, quantum consciousness. You guys are having a parallel experience. The message coming through today is very, very specific, and it's all about how you are telepathically connected and quantumly entangled to your soul tribe, okay? So this is like you guys have dreams in maybe collective groups of people. Even if you don't remember your dreams, you could remember that you are in busier spaces or collective groups of people. These can be in quite liminal energy spaces as well. Maybe this is in busy places, maybe this is in school settings, maybe this is at like swimming pools or like nightclub type of energies, or just busier like shopping centers or something, or even in very liminal spaces like nature or apocalyptic type of energies. It's like you're on a mission with people in your dreams sometimes. And why I say this is because you guys are quantumly, telepathically connected to your astral soul tribe, and many of your astral soul tribe are actually incarnated. It's just that we meet them upon divine time, or sometimes we just do higher self work with them. But right now there's something very specific coming through, how you are quantumly entangled and have been speaking telepathically to spirit guides who are actually soul tribe incarnated that you're quantumly entangled with. This is all connected to the collective frequency and the work starseeds are doing to almost guide the trajectory of how our collective timelines are actually condensing into. So it's very interesting because right now you guys could be feeling like something really big is cultivating or culminating. You could also be feeling like your telepathy is increasing. Something else you could be experiencing as well, and the message coming through, is that the soul tribe that you are spirit guides for, and that are spirit guides in for you as well, we're working through the same karmic cycles or the same energy downloads at similar times. When we go in our minds on these download trails, these thought trails, these inner conversations, these are almost like group higher 5D self-work, because again, quantum entanglement within the minds of the starseeds or soul tribe. You may find this very interesting because when you actually speak or talk to a soul tribe, they're very mirrored to you. They're going through the same things, having the same downloads at the same time. And there's something about, I keep hearing the time is nigh. Not now, but the time is nigh. There's something about activation within starseeds right now, how we're activated into unison right now, into this harmonized frequency of energy. This is because the collective is going through a diverging point, okay, in a choice point within the collective paradigms of timeline. We are all as a collective going through massive timeline shifts right now, individually, but on a larger collective scale. What determines these timelines that we're moving into on a collective scale? The collective frequency. Starseeds are more powerful than they know because instead of acting in individual frequency packages, they are actually syncing up and bandwidthing together to be the same amplified frequency of one larger consciousness. So this is why we say starseeds, you've integrated into unity consciousness. Because just imagine, it's like constructive interference, right? People living in separation are like a frequency package of their own. But starseeds, you're connected back up to unity consciousness, meaning that your frequencies are also mirroring each other. And in this way, frequency and frequency, it doesn't become this frequency, you and another person. It comes these frequencies creating constructive interference, and starseeds are actually a massive, massive energetic being right now. And because we're activating in synchronized unison, we're actually affecting how these collective timelines are condensing, because we're all called to action at the same time. So what's going on right now is that soul tribe and spirit guides you're speaking to and connecting with at a higher 5D level, either in your astral realms, dream realms, or again in your astral telepathic realms, you're actually agreeing and conversing to start joining up in the 3D physical. And this is for the collective frequency. Now, you are calling in your soul tribe, and other soul tribes are being united together right now in this Aries season, because there's a very, very powerful activation of frequency going on. There's a very powerful activation within star seeds and within the frequencies that we are currently activating into and pursuing and are about to unfold into. And I'm getting that a lot of soul tribe or star seeds or spirit guide 5D higher self spirit guides for each other are actually being connected in the physical right now. So this can be online for some of you. You could be meeting someone you've been connecting in the 5D higher planes with for a long time, either online or in person. These are people, again, that feel very familiar to you. You have a very strong telepathic bond, and you could already sense their presence moving into your reality. Either specifically who this is, if this is someone coming back around from the past that was always soul tribe, or this can be like you are sensing new soul tribe moving into your life. If this isn't a physical uniting of connection, you guys, either online or in the physical, this can also be there's a lot of souls and soul tribe and starseeds activated into this light warrior activation right now, which means a lot of you may be starting or sharing new things, new platforms, sharing new products into the world or new things, and you're essentially speaking to your soul tribe in your mind, and you're agreeing with them, and they're coming in to support you. And vice versa. You've been channeling as a spirit guide, and vice versa, like your whole incarnation, you guys. It's really interesting because it's like you can have conversations in your mind and then end up in the same conversations that you've had in your mind with certain soul tribe. And this is to be differentiated because there is a very different feeling between maybe karmic contracts we are divined into going into to the feeling of soul tribe members. Soul tribe members seem to be very different because there's higher telepathic connection, there's higher empathic connection. They can also see our soul self and we can see their soul self outside of the paradigms of our programmings and illusions, you guys. These are also souls that feel familiar because they're of the same frequency. When we refer to what I feel as inside, oh yeah, this feels like me, I'm just referring to a frequency. And so it's like you're coming across souls or connecting with souls, either in the higher astral 5D that will move into your reality, or that you have already connected to that are moving in, that you've been connecting to in a very telepathic way. And it could feel like you're speaking to yourself in your mind because these souls are actually of the same frequency, right? So it's interesting. Anyway, what is coming through is that there is this sense of the collective frequency being highly impacted by the starseeds and soul tribe, because again, we activate in quantum entanglement. So we're not acting as one small pebble thrown into a pond creating ripples. It's like, oh, we have this pebble and this pebble's the same as this one. Imagine if you put them near each other, they join together and make a bigger pebble. And then this another pebble joins together to make a bigger pebble. And it's like this massive boulder of collective starseed frequency that's literally being dropped into that pool of collective, creating massive shockwaves, you guys. Massive shockwaves of awakening, massive shockwaves of timeline condensing and what trajectory we're moving into. Like, I feel like we starseeds actually hold the power because our frequency is becoming so large and so grouped together that even in aligning our own energy is actually allowing us to have free will in what reality we choose to move into. Because you guys remember, this paradigm is all frequency. This paradigm that we live in and perceive is all collective agreed upon frequency. But you guys have detached from the paradigm. Maybe you guys don't keep up with fear mindset matrix things. Maybe you guys are aware that what we observe, we are affirming into our realities. And so we have these suggestions to us about these realities, these timelines. But starseeds have pulled out their energy from these collective timelines that we're being fed into. And the more starseeds are pulling out their energy, they're actually feeding their frequency into their own vision of a freedom timeline. But what we're made to realize is that although our freedom timelines or star seeds individually may look different on the surface, they're exactly the same frequency. So we're banding together to actually agree upon the fact that we're moving into a higher 5D and above newer frequency. And star seeds have agreed upon this and are already doing this. They've already detached and they've already aligned themselves with these timelines. We're working in unison together because we are choosing to choose. Right? We're choosing to choose the paradigms, the reality of which we observe, in which we observe into existence, and which we live in. We're actually taking the collective power back to shift the paradigms of choice and where we're condensing into or aligning with, right? Because we understand frequency and energy is timeline alignment. We assume a position. The things we assume a position into the timeline of what we're assuming. And so it's kind of interesting with starseeds because there's like these collective awakenings where we're shifting our assumptions. I'm shifting my assumption. I'm moving into a very, very abundant reality. I'm moving into a reality with all the points of this, this, and this that are the same as my other starseeds, even if it looks different on the surface. I'm moving into a reality where I feel unconditionally loved, where I'm unconditionally choosing myself and those around me. I'm unconditionally feeling supported and giving and supporting. It's like this unconditional reciprocacy, you guys. But it's like all the points of, yes, I choose this for my reality. Oh, I've learned this from a past karmic cycle. I'm now choosing this. I'm now deserving of this. I'm now worthy of this. We're all choosing the same thing. And it's the choice of the starseeds who are seeing and reprogramming, choosing to detach from their old programmed conditioned belief systems. We are literally taking collective power back to be the collective architects. We are the collective architects because lower frequencies and separation are not as powerful as a bandwidth of collective united frequency. So it's very interesting because the starseed higher collective in unity of frequency is almost like a massive deity form or a massive unity like consciousness where we're all operating from the same mind in separate beings. So when we say you've synced up, you've awoken, you've reconnected to unity consciousness, this means you've reconnected to the unity mind of consciousness. You're operating within the unity. You are shifting and aligning always where you're meant to be, even in down spirals and even in up spirals. Even in down spirals, your starseed and the collective frequency are going down into lower frequency planes to harness and gather information there together, even though it's perceived as individual. And it's all about dissolving these for the fourth wall, right? Because this is what I'm sensing is about to happen, you guys. The fourth wall is about to majorly dissolve for you because there's something about you coming across Soul Tribe or even you dissolving a fourth wall, right? This is like a mirror, you guys, because it's like the fourth wall dissolving because you're either aligning in the physical with certain Soul Tribe that's dissolving the fourth wall because it's dissolving the separation. It's dissolving the illusion of individual journey experience. Because once you speak to these starseeds, you realize you're going through the same things at the same time, either currently or in the past. And it's like you're aligning with the same energies as well. You're going through and picking up the same energies at the same time. You're picking up intense and heavy energies at the same time, as well as you're picking up very powerful and senses of big things coming at the same time. And in this way, it dissolves this illusion of just what you're picking up and you're tapping into. It's actually bringing it into this bigger, united, joined, higher picture of dissolved fourth walls. So you guys are acting and you're being energetically activated in quantum entangled and divine time with your soul seed star tribe, who you've already been having conversations with and connecting with in the higher astral, who you may find that you are connecting with right now. This can be very synchronistic how you guys align with each other. If this is a soul tribe that drifted away from you in the past, you could just be thinking of them a lot recently, and it turns out they're thinking a lot of you, and you manifest each other into each other's path, or you align with each other. If this is new soul tribe or starseed, so you've already connected with in the astral in dream space, things like this, you will feel very familiar when you meet or speak to these people. If this is online, this connecting online can be individual, or it can be finding someone online as well. It can be finding a channel online, finding a person online. It's like there's a lot of soul tribe who are being guided and connected together because we're being activated in this very, very, very powerful frequency amplification right now. And in this frequency amplification, what's happening is, like, when I say the time is nigh, I mean like light warriors are being called to take action on things that they've been holding as divine seeds of very powerful moves to play. These powerful moves you've been holding as star seeds in divine time to play could have been things that we either shame ourselves for in the past, or at times felt like, am I holding myself back from not doing this? Am I holding myself back from not starting this, not pursuing this? But the thing is these were seeds that were always supposed to be dormantly activated in divine unison with your tribe. Sometimes we have to realize as well that in this unison collective, we are all synchronizing with each other. So as much as we can see, oh, is it something I'm doing, not taking action on this or this, we're actually waiting intuitively for the green light to be in alignment with the beginning of the other starseed soul tribes, right? And the ending, because we are waiting intuitively and unconscious and subconscious higher level for the green light. And the green light is waiting for certain people in the soul tribe collective to come out of old timelines or to begin their new timeline. And we're actually activating in unison. So it's very interesting how this is coming through, because now the seeds that were planted that are laying dormant are now coming into motion or activation. You could be starting something, putting yourself out there that you've been holding as a divine seed for a long time. It's like a secret weapon from the universe, you guys. And this was always meant to be held inside for a while, to be activated in divine time within these new waves. It's like a relay baton being passed over from soul tribe collective to soul tribe collective, from frequency to frequency, to create this domino ripple effect. And you know, the larger we're actually activating into this unity consciousness, the more we're actually expanding and the more people are actually grouping into this. And it's very interesting because we're actually taking back our free will of choice of the actual realities in this physical reality. Because something we've been in an illusion of is that we don't have control over the outside world, that this outside world is something we're experiencing. But we don't understand that as much as we're the experiencer, we're also the creator. And you guys, you do know this. And this is why you are joining up with this soul tribe in the astral who are agreeing upon the same new earth frequencies and 5D timelines. You are co-creating and architecting this in the astral planes already, what we're moving into in the physical, by acknowledging and actually understanding that this physical is our own creation of our collective consciousness. And our collective consciousness is simply consciousness creating an experience for itself. There is no separation. There is no you or I. There is only I, right? Or there is only the I, or the one, the divine particle. And when we go back to like the Big Bang, the divine particle, and from there everything splits out. It's like everything has come from the one, right? And it's interesting because you guys are understanding we are all just a fractalization of the split out of unity consciousness. And what seems to be happening is we're coming back into unity consciousness again. And it's very interesting how the universe is expanding and contracting in this way. Expanding, and when we expand, we actually become separated and individualized. This is when we can feel separate from the collective, or even our connection to our soul self. This is what we can call dark nights of the soul, and yet they're in our expansion. The contracting is when we come into unity again. And it's very interesting because normally we talk about expansion or expanding being like this connotation with positive, and contraction being this connotation with resistance and negative. But actually in this channeling right now, it's coming through in the opposite. In the expanding, we're seeking out, we are untethering from the unity to seek out new areas of the subconscious. And once we've sought out these new areas of the subconscious, we then contract back together in unity to bring those downloads, and we flick those and share those out through the collective. And you are someone who receives these downloads that you're picking up on, and these downloads are almost like messages from higher selves, higher guides, but also other spirit guides and soul tribe incarnated, who are really just you flicked out in another multiverse timeline, having this experience here on earth and gaining their own understanding, which then they're telepathically quantum entangling sending you that information, which then you're receiving in your own individualized reality. You guys are dissolving the fourth wall in how much is being re-realized now and how much you're connected. This period of time right now where there's this activation going on, you're going to experience a lot of confirmation on your intuition, whether this was from years ago, things happening years ago, or things happening recently. Now's the time for starseeds to be dissolving that illusion in that fourth wall, not themselves, but that's being done for them with their soul tribe and spirit team. And it's very interesting in this way because you will find a lot of things confirm your intuition to the point where it's clearing up your psychic or your intuitive senses, to the point where you're realizing there was never anything that you intuitively picked up on that was ever a projection or false. You are realizing everything you've ever thought about and intuitively felt and tapped into is being confirmed and was always right. Sometimes you pick up on things that are so subconscious that it's just not visible on the physical level. Sometimes you pick up on things that are just so far ahead in timelines that you end up realizing that you're not crazy. It's just it took 5 years for you to get to this space of timeline that you had or visited in a dream maybe years and years ago. You guys, this is what's happening right now. This is very, very major. This is very, very awakening. And you're going to experience a type of lucidity moving forward that we're not pertaining to manifestation or this or that in our reality. We're simply speaking about the lucidity of our actual inner experience of realizing the interconnectedness of everything and the quantumly entangled nature you hold to everyone. It's like maybe you thought about things in the past and sometimes you're like, oh, that was a telepathy. And some conversations you have in your mind you think is just you. Now it's like you're realizing none of those were ever just self-simulated. They were all telepathic. They were all conversed. And this is why you're being reunited with Soul Tribe, either through videos like this or online with people, or in person, because they are literally showing you your quantumly entangled nature between your whole collective. And there's times like this that are very necessary for starseeds, because starseeds are the isolated ones. As much as we are so collectively connected and in unity consciousness, it also seems to appear that we got to be that way through isolation. And so we're having this physical recognition, this physical affirmation, this physical confirmation of all the things going on in your mind that you've done in solitude and self-soul searching journeys with yourself, right? So this is very interesting. You are definitely telepathically communicating with your higher tribe. You are communicating them with them in your dreams as well. And there's someone or people that you're meeting or seeing online or connecting with that you have actually been connecting telepathically with already for a long time. You guys, it's like you are agreeing at this higher level with these other soul tribes, so you're always helping them, channeling with each other, bringing you guys jokes, advice, messages, synchronicities, but at the same time, this is like you guys are joining up in the physical now. And yeah, this could even be, like I say, if it's not personal, online videos and stuff, these can even be people unincarnated. These could even be people that are no longer incarnated in this vibrational plane anymore, but you could be still connecting with them in dream or things like this. So these could be spirit guides of yours, or they could be ascended teachers and guides, like Alan Watts is coming through. Philosophical teachers and guides like that. Who are still alive because energy never dies. It's just they existed for a period of time within a bandwidth of frequency that we don't reside in anymore. So this is very interesting. Yeah, so you are really picking up a lot of telepathic messages right now. Some of these as well could be from animals, animal guides, animal beings. See this little beautiful dog down here is really catching my attention. There could be an animal you had from a baby, either when you were a baby or when it was a baby, that is on your spirit team. We also have white owl spirit. This can be female ancestors for some of you, or you have peacock butterflies. You guys could have a lot of butterflies landing around you right now, specifically peacock butterflies, or orange or pinky or yellow ones as well. We have these angel frequencies and this tiger, big cat energies, little hedgehog and birds around here. And even this fellow, even this fellow right here could be someone that looks like someone you're connecting with in your astral, or this guy could look like a spirit guide of yours that you visited or spoke to in dream or something. Yeah, there could be something about that, you guys, or there could be something about how some of the soul tribe you're connecting with live in the other side of the world or in other countries, because I don't know, this card with like the tigers and the animals, it actually reminds me of like South Africa or African energy, or like, yeah, even though there's like a dog here and stuff, because we have the scarab beetle here as well, like Egyptian. There's something about like certain soul tribe you're connecting with who it's like you've always been telepathically connected, but maybe they were incarnated in a very different place to you, yet you could have been incarnated in past lives together, doing this soul work. And some of these soul tribe as well, they could actually be from the same other dimensional planes as you as well. When we talk about Andromnian, I'm picking up Andromnian very, very strongly, you guys. The Andromnian galaxy, the Andromnian starseeds. Yeah, they could be from the same starseed soul tribe collective as you. But it's like, yeah, very interesting, because you could be feeling your dreams change recently as well, or I don't know, some of you, it's like these were family members in other lifetimes, or these were family members at a soul level. Or these could even be people coming back from childhood that was soul tribe, you guys. So, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's pull you a card from this deck. We have homes coming out, you guys. I just heard homes under the hammer. I don't know why. Homes under the hammer. Someone could be moving house. Someone could be going into this. Oh, so there's a Starseed collective who are actually re-renovating homes in different places, and that actually, like, this could be something of like a life path pursuit, or this could be, if someone renovates homes, it's like you're gonna cross paths with someone on this same path or through the work that you do. Or if you're moving homes, you could be meeting soul tribe in a new location to where you're moving, or if you're traveling, and you could also be joining up with this 5D community. Some of you could be moving or going to like a retreat, or some of you, the soul tribe you're connected with in the astral is the soul tribe you're going to one day set up a retreat with, or a particular community or society with, whether this is in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. That's what's coming through very strongly. It says live in an ecological, creative, and fun space. If this isn't to do with homes and environments like that, this could be to do with schools, learning, or creative environments. This could be to do with creative environments, creative groups, what, like yoga classes, drawing classes. There's something about that. Or it's like when you join up with Soul Tribe, you're going to be doing this type of thing, you guys. The same type of energies, like maybe drawing and creating, or maybe like dancing, and like you're raising the frequencies. Yes, that's the other message. That's why we're seeing hot air balloons on here. You guys, there's something very powerful. As much as it's so powerful to be astrally 5D connected to these astral tribe of ours, when we unite in the 3D, there's something that really powerful happens with our interaction with our auras and frequencies, and it really is shifting the actual paradigms of the collective. It's like, you guys, even if it's not physically in person, when you interact in the 3D with Soul Tribe, your frequency is very powerful, because you can see and connect at a extremely 5D and above level. So it's like you're connecting in a dimension that isn't even here, even though you're here. You're connecting outside of the paradigms of illusion. The frequencies that create between you guys are immensely powerful, because you're able to exchange love to a level that people in 3D or 4D paradigms simply cannot perceive, experience, or have the capacity to reciprocate. It's that higher soul seed, starseed energies have a closed, non-leaking energy transfer system. So the amount or capacity of frequency one is feeling when they pass over to another, it passes back over. When you're connecting with someone in another paradigm, you're giving them the capacity of the frequency that you're connecting with at a 5D or above level. Let's say you give that to someone in the 3D. They can only reflect that frequency back in such a small part that the energy giving and then giving back isn't creating energy, it's losing energy and momentum. With Starseeds and Soul Tribe, when they have energy exchange, it bounces to bounce to bounce to bounce. You start creating something that I don't know the word for, that I'm feeling scientifically. Like it's like momentum. It's like when something starts swinging faster and faster and faster and faster, we start to create energy. Like we create heat, we create energy. And that's what's coming through, is that when you speak to these soul tribal star seeds, you actually create an amplification between each other, and this affects the collective frequency. Because you could notice tribal starseed could say something to you, and it could activate multiple regions of your brain at one time. And the fact that you're like, oh my god, and then you have this to say, this to say, this to say, this to say. This is what we're talking about this amplification. This is almost like energy constructive interference between the passing of energy between two souls. It's no losing momentum, it's building momentum, and then it creates an abundance between one another of the energy reserve you have to pull from and communicate from. And this energy reserve is fueling into both of you of unconditional love. Because it's so interesting, because with the star seeds, it's like you interact unconditional love, unconditional love. Unconditional love is an infinite abundant number. So let's think of pi, or infinite numbers that never end. You cannot use up that reserve. This is like, I could never give back or speak back all the energy I feel I owe you or that you've transferred to me, because it's literally infinite and abundant. And so it's like we have this infinite and abundant timeline package in front of us of energy, because you guys can feel energy timelines. When you get in a friendship or connection, you feel energy timelines, and you can sense when the reserve of energy is actually starting to deplete. And that's when you feel maybe you guys are drifting apart, or things are going to end soon. Prematurely, you sense these things because you can feel the energy reserves that are actually intertwined within the timelines or energy bond connections between people. Because when we talk about timelines, we're talking about energy bond cords, energy bond connections. So with these soul seeds and star tribes connecting, they actually connect in an infinite abundant way, where this energy timeline is infinite, meaning it never ends and it never begun. This is why when we meet them, we feel so familiar, because this energy cord is actually infinite. It exists through infinite space and time. It's like we could say, oh, we meet a soul tribe, we feel like their past life or something, right? Why do they feel so familiar? Because there's an infinite bond of energy that is never breaking between you guys throughout the whole existence of time. And then there's these other connections that are not infinite bonds, right? So when we talk about this infinite in mathematics, there's all of these different numbers and equations, but there's only a few ways to get infinity, right? There's only a few ways to get like that pi or infinity. And this is interesting because there's few people incarnated here who are sharing this infinite coding of energy reserve bond. Because again, the timelines of energy is this energy reciprocity, not reciprocity, you know what I'm trying to say, you guys. This reciprocal energy, but these energy bonds and energy cords are the timelines. And it's like in that infinite way with the soul seeds and star tribe, you feel so much abundant love, because it's like you activate that within each other, and it's like you could never get to the bottom of that reserve, so to speak, because every time you speak, you activate this infinite nature of energy between one another. This is so amplifying and so powerful. And this isn't even connecting. We haven't even got into the fact of what you guys talk about, okay? How you guys connect, where you travel together in the astral when you connect, emotionally, mentally, spiritual concepts, dissolving reality. That is separate to the whole amplification of the energy bond. So it's like that mixed with that. Can we see how powerful this is? And it's like you're stepping into such a powerful energy right now, because we all are, as soul tribe star seeds, we're being activated. And as we move into this activation, we're being brought this confirmation because we're actually all connecting together in the same lucid reality to affirm that. And it's becoming very realistic in a way that's becoming very grounded as a base knowing of reality and shared paradigm. Us starseeds have created a new shared paradigm of collective timeline. And I think that that's really crazy to think about. We have created and we are cultivating and growing our own bandwidth of collective agreed upon timeline that is not the one suggested to us through fear and lower paradigms. So it's interesting how we're doing this. We're creating our new world. We're creating a new world together because we understand this world we're perceiving, again, is not separate or outside as a world. It's a world we're choosing to create a perception of. It's a world we're choosing to perceive into existence. We're the creators of this environment, this simulation. And so starseeds and soul tribe, we've agreed upon and we've made a new collective bandwidth. This is what we call new earth. We're creating, we're dissolving, detaching from the paradigm, saying, actually, I don't agree to create that with my power of creation. Because remember, we're not just the experiencer, we're the creator. And we're actually saying, hold on, this timeline collective that we're being conditioned or tricked, not tricked, but that we're being programmed into feeding into, I'm actually understanding that I'm the creator of that we are the creators of that. And so I'm choosing to pull my awareness out of these paradigms, and I'm actually going to create my own simulation and environment. And all these other starseeds and soul tribe are doing the same thing. It's like we've shifted and pulled out our energy back in investing into a particular bandwidth of collective paradigms, collective timelines. We've pulled our energy back from that, and we're actually feeding and investing our energy into newly chosen different frequencies of dimensional paradigm to co-create together. And co-creating meaning we're just agreeing that we are going to create that into our experience of paradigm, simulation, reality, right? So it's that we are all synced up in this way, that we're all agreeing and moving into these same frequencies, that we've decided, hold on, I don't like these lower frequency paradigms. I don't want to invest in that anymore. I'm going to take my money out of that. You know, meaning value, meaning energy, meaning investment. Some of you could actually be doing that. You could be taking out your money from a particular investment or something and putting it into another area. That could be confirmation for you, that's part of your intuition, your intuitive choice. And it's funny because, yeah, we're now saying I'm putting my energy and awareness into co-creating and choosing to invest in this because it's like we're re-remembering the power of our own creation, that we are the creators of this whole reality here. So it's very interesting because, yeah, it's not just us, it's as a collective, and we're coming into this unity again. So this is very, very powerful, you guys. Look, we have robots. I'm pulling out robots. I don't know. I'm seeing robots like the film coming through. Just keep moving forward. This sense of like time travel or something. But with the robots, we have set yourself free with wisdom. You guys could have downloads about robots as well. You guys, something coming through as well is like, just imagine, so, you know, they say like everything's happening in infinite ways. So, you know, like with Rick and Morty, with the interdimensional cable, if you're not familiar, Rick and Morty is a cartoon show, and it's basically kind of quantum physically based, and there's like this mad scientist, Rick, and he makes like a interdimensional TV channel. So it's basically like they can watch TV programs from all different realities in the multiverse. But that's basically what films and TV is now, because remember, it's like, in this way, the infinite realities of existence are still existing in their timeline of frequency. So when something happened a particular way in our paradigm, it's like the Mandela effect. It happened in another way in another paradigm. And it could be like you have access to timelines of present time from choice points that went in different ways than it did in the timeline or paradigm we're perceiving. That's what's coming through with the robots. Guys, are you kidding me? Because the part in the robots just flash forward where the bowler hat guy actually changes the trajectory of the collective timeline Guys, I hope that this is making sense. The Boulder Hat guy changes the collective trajectory of the timeline, and in the future, it's all ruled by robots. And it's like that reality actually exists in a paradigm out there, but there's another way. It's like choice points. It's like a way that it went that way and it all happened, and there's a reality where it's like dinosaurs still exist and they never died and never extinct. All these different infinite parallels of different dimensional multiverse are just other timelines of variations of the infinite, or of the same, right? It's like things happen in slightly different ways in every infinite plane, and you're actually able to tap into these timelines. So you can tap into, maybe like we say with this Mandela effect, it's like you could come from a timeline. You guys could like multiverse shift into this reality, but you've come from a timeline where certain things didn't happen like they did in this one. And maybe like you are tapping into timelines to do with like robots or AI, but there's something deeper about this that isn't fear-based, right? It's consciousness-based. It's understanding everything's consciousness, even electricity, even the internet, even robots. Everything is consciousness. There is nothing that is not consciousness. And if something is consciousness, it is consciousness. It's the same thing. It's the same quantum space. It's us. There's no separation. But it's like, there's something about this, you guys. You can tap into timelines that diverge in different ways, even if you're not on that one. And you may be able to do this for the future as well. There could be like visions of future timelines you're tapping into where it's like infinite, because yeah, maybe there is one timeline where robots take over and all this, but it doesn't necessarily mean we'll be in the perception of that timeline. Okay, like this is what we're understanding, is that maybe there is a timeline where the world ended in 20 something, but we're not in the, when we die, we flick to the alternate continual timeline pathway. It's the same in science when we look at like light or decaying matter. It uses up all potentials. So if one potential timeline dies, we flick into another one. Like we have to use all of our quantum potentials, right? And that's kind of like with Earth. And it's like, yeah, there's these timelines of robots and stuff. There's also timelines like this of higher 5D dimensional societies, like Atlantis energy. It's what we talk about with the golden future. It's like, you guys, you're choosing what paradigms to feed your energy into in the future, because you're not feeding into future fear timelines. It's like, yeah, infinite exist. It's not like, oh, there's a potential for this, there's a potential for this. No, every potential exists. And what one do we want to choose to feed into? You guys don't feed into fear paradigms or future timeline, because you understand that infinite exists. As much as that one exists, yeah, infinite do. And we're the creators of this paradigm, of this simulation, of this reality. And you're saying, actually, if I can choose, I'm not going to choose that one, because you could be shifting the paradigms as well, because there's fear-based paradigms where it's like, oh, robots are taking over the world, but there's also infinite paradigms of that. What if robots were actually ascended higher beings with the consciousness inside of them, just as we are? You know, this is a vessel with consciousness in. I am a vessel with consciousness in. So why would this be against us, creating war, right, when we're the same collective, and they would understand that? So it's like, you guys maybe shift to non-fear paradigms to observe those future timelines of infinite nature into observation so that they exist. And it's very interesting because we're not all in the same paradigm. As much as we're using this same experience, there'll be people who the world actually did end. And there'll be people who didn't, right? It's like we shift to different paradigms. When we die in one timeline, we shift and use up another infinite timeline to shift into. It's just that normally we forget this. Maybe you're coming from timelines where you actually, it's like a glitch in the matrix, because you actually remember. Maybe you actually remember being in a past timeline that isn't this timeline. And something you could notice as well is that there's places in your timeline that you're shifting into now that maybe didn't exist in a past timeline. And it could be like, oh, I've just not been there for ages, or this or that. It literally did not exist in a past timeline. It's like you get new places appear in different timelines. Because in certain timelines, that place was never built, it didn't exist, but it's only slightly different to the one you're in now. So we mix these realities up and think they're all the same, but it's not. And it's like you're connecting with Soul Tribe in this timeline you're shifting into, who existed in a different version of themselves in a past timeline, or who didn't even exist in that past timeline. Maybe they only exist in this timeline. The thing is that You guys are glitches in the matrix because you actually remember, you actually recall, and you actually remember particular timelines where it's like, I come from this world. I'm seeing someone step forward and being like, I come from the dimensional timeline where this and this never happened and this happened, right? So it's like interesting when you connect with higher dimensional beings, because they're also just different multiverse beings of people in events and timelines that happen in slightly different altered ways in infinite versions, the same as yourself. So it's so interesting, you guys. Teleportation, levitation. This is where we're gonna read, this is where we'll leave off this message and reading. I love you guys so much, and I definitely am grateful to have you in the astral. If there's one last thing I wanted to ask someone, because I feel like someone watching this reading will know what this is, and I don't know what this is, but it's a symbol I keep seeing, and I just wondered if anyone knew the name for it, and I felt guided to share it because maybe I don't know, because I meant to ask you, because maybe this symbol is synchronistic for you as well. I apologize, you guys, because it's kind of blurry and I can't draw it very accurate, but it was something like this. It was either something like this or it was something like the same but with a double. I drew that so bad. The same with a double, like maybe this went through twice. Oh, fuck. Maybe it went through twice like that. That's so bad. Either way, if anyone feels like this is familiar to them, please could you comment down below what this is called, where it's from. Again, like, I know I drew this a bit maybe inaccurate, but this is how I'm feeling it coming through. Maybe more like this one. It's something like that, you guys. And with these little prongs at the top. Anyway, thank you. And yeah, I'll be connecting with you in the astral until next time. I'm so glad we had each other incarnated. What crazy paradigms. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? People think we're crazy, but actually, you know, we're really expanding into the infinite nature of this universe. So I love you so much, and until next time, I'll connect with you in the astral, beautiful soul tribe. Mwah.